A very warm welcome to today's expert webinar on Docker. I am Ankita from SpringPeople. We are India's largest enterprise training provider. I will be your moderator for today's session. To guide us through today's session, we are honored to have Dr. Parul Kundra, a distinguished expert in cloud computing at AWS. With over 15 years of experience, Dr. Kundra has trained professionals worldwide and holds extensive expertise in AWS services, SQL, PL, SQL, and programming languages like Python, C, and C++. He has conducted over 100 corporate training sessions, specializing in AWS certifications such as Solution Architect, Advanced Architect, Cloud Practitioner, and SysOps Associate. His deep knowledge and hands-on experience makes him the perfect mentor for today's session. We promise this will be an insightful discussion packed with valuable takeaways. If you have any questions during the session, please drop them in the chat box and we will address them at the end. Now, without further delay, let's begin. Over to you, Parul.
Hi, thank you very much, Ankita. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar on Docker. Fine. So, as Ankita already introduced myself, Dr. Kundra, and I'm going to take a discussion on Docker today. We'll be moving to other topic of Docker accordingly, but let's start something on Docker. I actually don't know what knowledge you already possess on Docker, what exactly the things you have, but what I'll do, I'll be starting from scratch, and we'll be taking as subsequent webinar on Dockers to help you to understand Docker and different other concepts on Docker. Now, what exactly we are going to cover today is why Docker, what is difference between virtualization and containerization, what are Docker images and containers, Docker commands like pulling images, creating image, running containers, using image, running and dead containers, all those things. And then we'll be creating a Docker file and some small sample projects. That how Docker file is going to help us and all those things, fine. But this is not the end. This is just a start of Docker. And we are going to cover so many things on Docker in subsequent webinars. Now coming back to the question, which is over here, why Docker? So if the question is why Docker, and the second topic is difference between virtualization and containerization. So let's have a discussion on why Docker. So I'm using this board to explain you why exactly I need Docker. Just give me a minute. So let's understand why Docker. Fine. So I'm going to start with why Docker, what is difference between virtualization and containerization, and then we'll move on everything. So first understand the concepts. What? So I'm here, Dr. Kundra, fine, and we are going to discuss a topic called why Docker. Why Docker? So I'll be taking example of yours. So we have so many attendees over here. I'll be taking one of yours. We have Soumya. So we have Soumya over here. I'll write Soumya, S for Soumya. We have Venkat. So this is Venkat, and we have Sesha. So let's take your example as well. Fine. So Sesha, Sesha, Sesha. Fine. Let's start the discussion. Now what happened is we have, as I said, we have Soumya. So Soumya is a developer. Now Soumya is a developer in our company. Now while Venkat is a tester in a company. You know, a development process. Now Soumya developed a project and tester is assigned to test that project whether all those test cases are meeting the expectation of the client or not. But what exactly the problem which tester Venkat said, running in my machine, or he says that not running in my machine, not running in my machine means. So there is an issue, biggest issue every day, every time, running in my machine, but why not running in your machine? The project running in my machine, not running in your machine is the biggest issue. Fine. Means overall, I need portability. I need portability. So the tester said to the Soumya, Venkat said to Soumya, I don't know why it is not running in my machine. Developer said it's perfectly fine. But what it came to a conclusion when developer started working on this project, he might be using some different version of Node or some different version of Python or different version of Java, while its tester machine has a different version of all those things. Might be the environment which Soumya was using is the same environment which my tester Venkat is not using. Let's take another example. Let's say developer is developing a project while in middle after 2 months, 3 months, Sesha joined Soumya. Now Sesha and Soumya both working, but again, same issue is faced by Sesha. It might be possible of versioning issue. Let's take another issue. We developed a project by taking 1 year, and when we are going to deploy that project on a server, again we are getting a portability issues. Might be the server have the versions and all those things which are not compatible with the developer versions of Node, Python, Java, React, blah blah blah. Now, the biggest problem which started coming is running in my machine, but not running in your machine is the biggest problem. Means overall, we are lacking the portability. Overall, we are lacking the portability. First problem. Second problem. In my machine, if I ask you if I ask you that, okay, just download or install Python. Now there are multiple versions of Python 3.8, 3.9, 3.10, 3.11, 12, 13, blah, blah, blah. If I ask you to install, how many versions you can install in your laptop? How many versions you can install in your laptop? Only one version. Can you install all 10 versions of Python? Can you install all 10 versions of MySQL? Can you install all the different versions of Node in your single machine? No. You can only rely only on single version. You cannot go and have multiple versions. Now, if you not go and can have multiple version, but your machine wanted to run different projects, you are working on more than 2 or 3 projects. In your work, if you're working on more than 2 and 3 projects, you want the same environment. Then we have Shesha. Now understand. Now understand the concept. So why Docker is, first of all, we'll talk on Docker, but let's start the problem. The problem is portability. The portability is the environment. Environment is not matching. If the environment, if the versions will not match, the things will start that running in my machine, not running in my machine. Fine. Then let's come to the solution. Now we have a person called Sesha. Sesha said, I can give you a solution. Now the person named Sesha said, I can give you a solution. Now let's start and take the solution of Sesha to the developer called Soumya. So Soumya is getting solution from Sesha. Now Sesha said, okay, Soumya, do you have your machine? She said, Soumya, I don't know whether you're, so Soumya said yes. Now, so do you have the hardware? Yes, I have a hardware. Soumya said, okay, above your hardware, you must be having your operating system. Obviously, I use operating system, Windows, Linux, Mac, whatever. It is my host operating system. Now, what Sesha said, okay, go and use hypervisor. Go and use hypervisor. Now, Soumya said, what is hypervisor? So Sesha said, hypervisor is a virtualization platform which help you to create virtual machines. By this, what you can do, you can create a virtual machine and you can create exactly the same environment what is required to run that software. To test that software means you can create one more virtual machine over your own machine, means you can create one virtual machine having a proper new guest operating system, and then whatever dependencies, Python version and whatever you want, you can have that. Now, in this case, Soumya is happy. She got the solution, or Venkat is happy. Let's say Venkat is happy, got the solution and was able to run the project and test the project. Next time, again, Venkat got to test something. Again, same problem. Running in my machine, not running in my machine. Again, hypervisors are there. So there are very famous hypervisors. You use VMware. If you have heard of VMware, We have ESXi's hypervisor, Zen hypervisors. So using these hypervisor, you can create virtual machine. Now next time, Venkat again create one more virtual machine, VM2, having another guest operating system, and whatever dependencies, whatever version of node and what, he did that. Next time, again one more virtual machine, VM3. Even I did same. Trust me, even I did same. Few years back, I did same. I was in a situation where I have to do all those things. I did same. But here, what am I going to do? Here, what Venkat? So after getting a solution, Venkat was happy and sad too. He was happy also and he was sad also. Now there was a big question: why is happy, or why Venkat is happy, or why Venkat is sad? He was happy that he got the solution or she got the solution. I cannot predict the gender from here. So by this, the Venkat was happy and was sad. Now why sad? Very important line I'm writing in a black color. So the person was sad because the machine he was creating was heavyweight machine. He was creating heavyweight machines. So what Venkat was creating, a heavyweight machine. Now, heavyweight machine was by using hypervisor, he was actually dividing his hardware and distributing to different operating system. And having new operating system, you have a complete kernel. So the heart of operating system is a kernel. Above kernel, you have other dependencies installing Java, Python, whatever your project is running on. So somehow you are creating heavyweight machines, you are running your host operating system, then you are booting your guest operating system. So somehow Venkat said to Sesha, thank you so much, Sesha. I'm happy that you gave me a solution, but I'm sad that the solution you gave is not a perfect solution. The machine which I'm creating is a heavyweight machine. I'm dividing my hardwares. My hardwares are dividing into different machines. My machine is now heavyweight machine. Is it same like I'm creating a virtualization environment? Now we have another person over here. Let me name that Shubham. We have Shubham Sharma. Now Shubham joined us. Now we have another person, Shubham. So let me write Shubham, Shubham. So we have another person called Shubham. So Shubham said to Venkat, hey Venkat, why you are doing all these things? Why don't you do one thing? So Shubham said, so Venkat said, what? So he said, you have hardware? Venkat said, are you going to give me the same solution? Said, wait, let me tell you. You have a hardware? Yes, I have a very good hardware. Above your hardware, you have an operating system? He says, yes, I have an operating system. That is my host operating system. And then what you can do about that, instead of hypervisor, you install Docker engine. You install Docker engine. And then you create machine. You create machine. You create machine. Okay, so I'm creating machine. Then what is difference? This is the difference. The difference which is making you sad, I'm giving you happy solution. The machines which you are now creating are lightweight machines. They are lightweight machines. Now above Docker, what machines you create are lightweight machines. Lightweight machine? What this lightweight machine is called? Then Shubham said this lightweight machines is called container. These are called container. They are running on your host operating system. We don't want you to have a complete guest operating system. You run on a container. Now container is lightweight machine. But what is container? What is container? Container is a package. Container is a packet which contains everything what software is required to run. Everything. I'll do a practical in front of you. I'll show you everything on practically, no theory. So just understand what is container. Container has everything: code, dependencies, libraries, runtime, everything code has. Everything this box has. And this box is called container. And on a single machine, you can run multiple containers and they can share the same operating system and the hardware. So now you got a solution called container. So container is a lightweight machine. And how am I creating container? Using Docker. Now, doctor, we don't trust you. Doctor, we don't trust you. Why should we trust you that whatever you are saying is correct? I said, we are not here to build any kind of relations with anyone. If you don't trust, let's go and jump to Docker definition. So what I'll do, I'll simply go on my browser, because browser is not mine. It's all of us browsers. You all can type Docker. So when you type Docker, fine, what is Docker? So let's understand what is Docker. So I have to read some Docker 3 lines for you, only 3 lines. Okay. Now Docker is a software platform, okay, that allow you to build, test, and deploy application quickly. Means Docker is something which is helping me to build, test, and deploy application quickly. But how? How? So let's read second line. Now Docker is packaging software into standard unit called container. So Docker is making some packets, and that packet is called container. But what is container? Container has everything that software need to run. And that is, it has libraries, system tools, code, and runtime. So this is just a theory. And theory is something which anyone can read. We are not here in this webinar to read theory. So we are going to understand everything practically. And I'm going to teach you Docker on AWS. So I'm going to create some virtual machine in front of you. I'm going to run Docker. I'm going to create containers. We are going to do some small project. Everything we are going to do practically. So this was a concept of virtualization and containerizations. Fine. So this, what I was doing before was virtualization. Now what I did after that is containerization. So this is a very important question comes in your interviews. The people ask in your interviews. So what is difference between virtualization and containerization? So virtualization means you create virtual machine to meet your demand. But by creating virtualization, what exactly you are doing? You are having a complete operating system, and then you are having your dependencies, your all those things. But now I don't want to do all these things. I wanted to make my code portable. Now if you see the Docker logo, now let me show you Docker logo first. Understand the Docker logo. Why? There's always a logic behind something. Now if you see the Docker logo, so this is some ship having container, and ship is moving. So means moving container means porting container from one place to another place. Means porting container from Soumya to Venkat to this is porting. So Docker is helping for a portability. Means now you don't say running in my machine, not running. I will not let you to say this. Please don't say this running in my machine, not running in your machine. I am giving you a proper box. Run in your machine by installing Docker engine and it will run. Don't say this. I'm not interested in listening all those things. Running in my machine, not running in your machine. Now the dependencies is all removed. I'm creating a complete packet, giving it to you, have installed Docker engine and the packet will run. Fine. So we are going to see everything practically. So this was just a beginning of this particular thing. So why Docker? You understand why Docker? Because people are saying running in my machine, not running in your machine. Created particular complete project, but when we are going to deploy on server, I'm getting error, I'm getting version issues. Why to have such issue? I wanted to run 10 different version of Python. I wanted to run. I don't wanted to have these mistakes. I don't want it. So I'll be using Docker. Now difference between virtualization and containerization, I did that. Now I'm going to start with Docker images and containers. But before that, no theory, we'll go and see the things practically. So I have already explained you the definition. So Docker is a software platform that allow you to build, test, and deploy application quickly. Docker packages software into standard unit called containers that have everything software needs to run, including libraries, system tools, code, and runtime. Be here and give me only another 30 minutes, and it's my promise that from today onwards, Docker basic concepts and images are not going to be fancy things for you. Be here, understand, and you will enjoy the things. Have I not explained you this? This is your own laptop, or let's say a server, a big server on AWS data center. Fine. So there is a hardware, over that there is an operating system, then you have libraries and your applications are running. Now what solution which Shasha gave is this, is that on your operating system, using hypervisors, by using hypervisors you can run and create different virtual machines. But with Docker containerization platform, this was virtualization platform called hypervisor. So VMware is one of the famous hypervisor or virtualization platform available. But now we are going to use containers, Docker. Now Docker is a product of CNCF, cloud native computing foundations, and we are using that. So containerization platform Docker, and I'm going to run different containers on my machine. Now we have a Docker commands. I have not written anything because we are not here to mug the things. Let's go and do everything practically. So I'm going to take you to my AWS console. This is my AWS console. So what should I do? I should be creating everything from scratch. So let me take you to Northern Virginia. I'm going to create first of all, one machine. And in that machine, I'm going to install Docker, and I'm going to create containers, images, then project, everything today within 40 minutes, remaining 40 minutes. Let's start. So I'll launch an instance. This is how you create server in AWS. You give a server name. I'll give a server name as a SpringPeople server, SP server, whatever name you wanted to give it, fine. And I'm using Amazon Linux server, Amazon 2023 AMI. I'm okay with it. I was using T2 micro server. I need one CPU, 1 GB for this particular webinar. I'm okay with it. I don't want any key pair for production protection. I'm not here to teach you what is EC2. Fine. Network, I'm putting my server in default VPC. I allow SSH, and if I need to test something, I allow also HTTP from internet. Simple. Now, anything other than this, I'm getting 8 GB of root volume, 8 GB of hard disk. I'm okay with it. Anything other than this, nothing. My server is created. Done, done, done. So my server is created in front of you. I've just created server within 30 seconds in Northern Virginia, United States. I've created one server, but this server is just a bare metal machine. It has nothing installed. It has nothing. So I will run Java project in this project in server. In this server has nothing, but I'm going to run everything by using container. Now this server has nothing, but I'm going to use everything Java, Python, whatever you want, MySQL, but not directly using containers. Let's do it one by one. Fine. So what I'll do, I'll simply select the server and connect to the server. So I'm connecting the server kept in United States. It will take a few seconds to connect, and now you enjoy. See, I'm connected to United States. This is my Linux server. Great. I want root privilege, sudo su. If you want, you can take a screenshots of all sudo su. I'm become a super user to do something, because otherwise I won't have a permission. Now I wanted to install Docker engine. No, I've shown you. No, see, I want Docker. So see this diagram. Now I want Docker. So what I'll do? What is the command in Linux? For Ubuntu, you have sudo apt. No, for Linux, you have a yum install what? Docker, 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 and -y. I'm saying yes. Please do it. Please do it. Let's say it's doing or not. We'll wait. And it's doing. It's installing Docker in my machine. Now I'm having a Docker in my machine. It's doing Parul. I'm installing Docker. I said, thank you so much for giving me Docker, because without Docker engine, how would I run containers? Fine. So this is one thing. There are other factors as well, but yes, Docker. Fine. I'm having a Docker. Now, second, I want to start Docker. So what is the command? Service Docker, 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 start, start. To start Docker, you need to start. My Docker started. Now you can write service Docker status. It will show you the status of Docker. Fine, running or not. I am not doing that. Okay. Now I'll show you, do I have any image over here? So for the command is Docker images, images. Do I have any images over here? No, my table is empty. Repository, tag, image ID, created size, nothing. I don't have any. My table column, I'm working only table column. There is no image. So this proves that right now I don't have any image. With image, I'll run container, but I don't have any image. What is image? Parul, what is image? From where I will get image? So there are some pre-created images where you go to Docker Hub. So let's go to Docker Hub. No, let's go to Docker Hub, hub.docker.com. So hub.docker.com. So this is where you can create your public repositories. There are some pre-created images. See, like base image. You cannot create base. Can you create Python? Can you create Node? Can you create MySQL? These are base images. You don't create them. Fine. But what you do, you use them for creating your project. And for creating your project, you write the code. So first of all, I need a base image. So let's say you want some image. So let's say you want Node. So you type Node. So if you type Node, it will show you the command of Node. So you do, if I want Node. So if you click on Node, it will say you write Docker pull Node. See, You say, you write Docker pull node. So it will pull node base image. It will pull base image, but I don't want node. See, we'll start with a basic thing. We'll start with a basic program of every student. Hello world. So I want, let's say hello world is written in Python or Java. Let's say hello world. Hello world. So hello world. So I'll click on hello world. What is this hello world? I don't know. So hello world. So this is the smallest Docker image which is pre-created, and I wanted to run this image. So for that, I wanted to write Docker pull hello world. So I'll copy this and I'll go to my server in United States and I will pull this image. So I'll paste this command Docker pull, and the pre-created image is hello world. No, like we use hello world void main printf system out.println hello this. So the simple, let me do it. It started pulling, and now my server has this image. Let me see whether it has image or not. So I'll write the command Docker images. Yeah, it shows that now Parul, you have one image. Hello world, you have this image. I said now I wanted to run this. So running an image means called running a container. So I wanted to run container from this image. Fine. So what is the command? Docker run what? Container image. What is container image? Hello world. We'll do a project also. So not to worry. We'll start from scratch now. So Docker run hello world. Okay. So let me do it. So it executed. Trust me, it executed, and I'm getting an output of hello from Docker. Yes, when I run Docker run hello world, it said hello from Docker. Now what happened? Is any container running? So to see any container running, the command is Docker ps. If I do this, no container is running, but container has executed. So to see is any container died some second before, so the command is Docker ps -a for running and dead container both -a. Now let me enter. It says that yes, Parul, there is a container whose ID was this. It used this image which exited to 31 seconds before, but it run. I said that's great, that's awesome. So container run, but it executed, and it ended. Fine. So overall, Docker images was to see Docker images. Docker run, that image name is to running container. Can you do something else? Yes, let's do it. Let's run MySQL. So let's do it. You are not creator of MySQL. MySQL is a big project. This is the base image. So first let's use MySQL. So I'll use what? Docker pull it. What to pull it? MySQL, please pull it. Let me do it. See, it's pulling. It's pulling to my machine. Now I can have any MySQLs. No, it's pulling. I'll work on MySQL in front of you. Let me show you. I'll run on MySQL. It's pulling. Now I will have two images. Now if you trust you, if I type Docker images, see, if I write Docker images, now I have two images, one of hello world and one of MySQL. Great. This is two images. I wanted to run MySQL, Parul. So you wanted to run MySQL? Let's do it then. So what is the command? Docker, same command, Docker run. MySQL, no, don't use only MySQL, because if you run MySQL, your machine will hang. So I don't want it to hang my machine. Fine, I wanted to run MySQL in a detached mode. So for detached modes, -d. Please run MySQL in a detached mode, and then yes, you have to provide environment variable as well. So -e. So the environment variable which I am using here is MySQL underscore root password, which is by default PASSWORD, which is by default root ROOT root. Fine. So this I'm adding extra -d detach mode, environment variable, the password of MySQL is this, and then Docker image name. What is the name of image? MySQL. SQL, and yes, container will run. Yes, container is running. I don't trust you, Parul. So if you wanted to see the running container, Docker ps, run it. See, one container is running. This container is running. I don't trust you. I wanted to. This all are, any name they can give. Fine. If you want, you can give your own name. We'll give a name and everything. We'll give a name of container. Not to worry. We'll do it. Everything we'll do it. But I don't know whether. Parul, can you work on container? I said, you want me to work on container? Okay, then run. Then so let me copy this. You want me to run MySQL? No, let's copy this. So copy. So I wanted to run this. I wanted to work on. So I wanted to execute. So Docker, execute, execute. Now I want interactive terminal IT. Now in terminal I want IT, interactive terminal. Now I want Docker execute in interactive terminal this container in a bash mode, bash. Now see what happened then. Bash, then MySQL hyphen user is root and password is also root, hyphen u and hyphen p is for password. Now it will ask me for password. Password is also root, ROOT, and boom, 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 I'm in MySQL. You don't trust me? Then see, if I type command show data, BASES, show databases. See, it's showing some pre-created databases. You want me to create one database? Okay, then create data. I'm doing everything on container, trust me. Create database, SpringPeople, SP. See, one database created. Now you see, show databases. You will find one SP here. See, now I have to work on SP, then use SP. See, database chain. Now I'm inside SP. Now create table Docker. Now Docker. So for EID int comma ename varchar, whatever you want, you can. I'll just takes few more seconds to show you everything. Fine. Table created. If you don't trust me, write describe table name DOCKER. This is table name. You see, a table is created with two column, employee ID, employee name. Their data type is integer and varchar, and they can accept none values. I have not created any primary key. You wanted to insert value, insert into what? Into Docker, 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 VALUES, values. What? Employee ID 1 and the name is Parul, PARUL, and I'm done. And I'm done. One row created. Let me create one more column. And I'm not teaching you MySQL. I'm just working on container. Two is of Shubham. Let's go with Shubham. Only the last Shubham, BHAM Shubham. And let me go and press enter. See, select star from SHUBHAM and boom. Sorry, select star from Docker, not Shubham. Table name is Docker. Docker. And see this one Parul Shubham. So now I'm done. So I'm working on container. But if I exit, so if I exit, I'll come out of MySQL. If I exit, I come out of bash mode. Fine. I am out of now again in this. Is my container still running? Yes. You write Docker PS. Docker PS. Your container is still running. You wanted to stop this container. That the command is Docker stop. Docker stop. What? Container ID. Which container ID? I already copied few minutes back. So this container ID D7, please stop it. Now Docker container stopped. Now coming back. So now if I type Docker PS, no container is running. But if I type Docker PS -a, Docker PS -a, so you see this? Now one container exited few seconds back. Which container? MySQL. So this container ID of using MySQL image created 4 minutes before exited 14 seconds back. So wow, I'm working on container. Wow, I'm learning container. I'm getting Docker. So I'm learning Docker. I'm doing container. I'm doing that. Fine. Now going next. So this is fine. I'm doing container. I'm working on this. But now the main thing is this. Now, if I wanted to work on Docker, I wanted to create portable project. How will I be doing that? So for that, you have to write Docker file. Now let's understand Docker file and we'll tell you everything after. First, understand Docker file. What is Docker file? Let's do it. Now, as I said, what is container? So container is a package which has everything: code, dependencies, libraries, a runtime. But who will give all these things? from where it will get all this information, that what is code, what are dependencies, what are libraries, from where it will get. So for that we have to write Docker file. So for that we have to write Docker file. Now what is Docker file? How will I understand Docker file? Fine. So let me give you a layman example. Let's say tomorrow is my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday. Fine. And I invited you all that tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'm going to celebrate my birthday. So when I ask you all to come tomorrow at 6 p.m. for my birthday, and I informed my mother that tomorrow is my birthday, and I invited all the webinar guys. So you know what my mother will say? Have you gone crazy? Are you prepared? You invited them. You know, for celebrating birthday, you need so many things. I said, yes, I know. I need cake. I need decorative items. I need snacks, and I need so many things. Yes, but we don't have. My mother says we don't have anything. So what my mother will do? My mother will write one note. My mother will make one list of things I require for celebrating my birthday. So birthday is my project. So, but for running this birthday, my mother will write, okay, you need cake, you need to decorative item, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. So now I have a list. So what I'll do, I'll take this list and I'll go to market. When I go to market, a supermarket, super bazaar, supermarket like D-Mart, if you are in India, or like Reliance Mart, or any supermarket, and then I will have a list and I will collect everything in my trolley. I will collect everything. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. So I will collect everything. So where this Docker file will collect everything from Docker Hub. Docker Hub, hub.docker.com. So from there, it is going to collect everything and it will make a proper what? So by doing this, what am I doing? I'm creating an image. So with using Docker file, you are going to create one image. And once you run that image, what you are doing, you are running a container. So now you are running a container. So till now I was running pre-created images. Now I will run my own project image. See, now we are going to do some project. So we are going to run our project by creating a Docker file, and I'm going to write Docker file in front of you. So be here and enjoy Docker file. So I'm going to run one Docker file, and I'm going to run. So first of all, I'm going to create image of my project, and then I'm going to run. So by using, but I need Docker file. So let's do it. So let's do it. So run this. Okay. Now I want this project here. No? I want to run this project. So what I'll do, first of all, I need this project in my machine, and then I'll create image of this project and I'll give it to anyone. I wanted to give it to my tester. I wanted to give it to my, I wanted to install it on my, on wherever, on server or wherever I want. So I want this. So the command from getting it from Git is git clone, CLONE, and then the path. So let me paste. Command not found. Obviously, I don't have a Git. So first install git yum, install git -y done. And I have a git now. Fine. Now this command will run. Git clone -y. No. So now git command is git clone from Git to my machine this particular project. No. So from this URL, clone it. So it's cloning. It's now in my laptop. If I write ls, that's a Java project. Let me change cd tab Java project. I'm inside. Let me write ls to show you the content. So here I have a Docker file. So if I show you Docker file, cat d tab, you see the content. So from OpenJDK, I want this. Fine. I will create one working directory over there. Then I will copy the content from my local machine to the folder in container. So copy the source code into the container, and then I will run what? Then I'll compile my main file main. So if what is main file? In source code, I have main.java file, and then I'll run Java. So main Java, I'll run Java. But let's delete this. Fine. So what I'll do, I'll simply write rm, and I'm going to delete Docker file, Dockerfile, Docker file. So let me delete Docker file. Yes, delete Docker file. Let's write ls from scratch. So I don't have any Docker file. Fine. And if I show you Docker file, so let's first create Docker file. In a vi editor, I'm going to create Docker file, and I'll write in from scratch what I want. So Docker file. So let me open editor, insert mode. I'm writing a Docker file for you. Fine. So now I want, for running this project, I want JDK. So from open JDK. Fine. I want this image. So open JDK 17, JDK Alpine image. Fine. So I want this. Correct. Now coming back, now what I'll do, I'll create a working directory. This is not important. This is not important, but this is where you can segregate in your container that which folder your source should go. So I'm creating a working directory. So let me create working directory, directory, working directory. So how to create working? So write work, WORKDIR, work directory space hyphen whatever name you wanted, app or whatever name you wanted to give, you can give. And then what you can do, you can copy the source code from your local, this machine, the machine which is running in United States, but now you wanted to copy this into the container. Because why? What is container? Container has everything. So you wanted to copy it. So copy the source code into container. So let me write copy the source code, source code into container. Fine. Okay, then the command is copy, copy what? In source folder, there is one file called main.java. Fine. To the folder app. Inside that, copy this main.java, main dot Java file. Fine. So from this machine, which is running in United States, copy this to a container in a folder, app folder. Fine. Now I have to compile a code. So compile. So compile Java code. So what do? Compile Java code. What do you do right for compiling? No, Java C. So what do? You do run Java C. Java C. What is main file? Main.java. Main.java. Then what do? After compiling, you run. So you're writing a Docker file. Simple. What you want? What you want? Fine. I want this. I want this. I want this. So you are in a market and you are collecting everything. No, I'll show you. And from this Docker file, I'm going to create one image. So we'll see everything. Now I have to run Java application. So I have to run Java application, and it runs when container starts. It's run when container start, start. I'll also give you the concept of Docker volume, no, and everything. So cmd. Right? There is also something called entry point. We'll talk later. We'll talk later, not today. So Java cmd Java JAVA, and then your file is main, main, your main file. Run this, close this, done. So we are done. I'm done with it. So I'm done with my Docker file. So what I have written in my Docker file, so understand. So what I have written in my Docker file, I have written that what I want. I want JDK. Then I created a working directory. I copied the code from my machine to container. Then I'm executing, and then I'm running. Fine, simple. Now escape, shift WQ to save, and now you will see I've created a new Docker file. So if you write ls, you see Docker file, and if you see content cat Docker, you see this is what we have written. So we created from OpenJDK and then working directory and then this. So I did this. Now from this is my project. Now this project I wanted to create image, and I'm going to give this image to those who wanted to run. So what I'll image I have to create. So how to create image? Docker build build -t, what tag I wanted to give to my image. This project is Spring People project. So I'll give a Spring People app, SP app, fine, and dot. So Spring People app from here. So please build. So Docker build, give a tag to this project's SP app from here, and let's see. See, it's making an image. All those steps, step 1, 2, 3, all the 4 steps are going on. It's building an image, and it will compile the image. It will run the image. You see this? Now, see, it's running Java C main.java, and it's executed that. Now I have 3 images. If you don't trust, write Docker images, images. Now you see, I have third image. What? SP app, which I have created. This is my project image. But is it running now? No, only image I have created. Previously, I was using pre-built images. Now I'm using my own image. Now, if you see, what is command to see container running? Docker ps. No container is running right now. But what if I wanted to run container? Docker run. What is the image? Image name is SP app. SP, and if there is some port, then -p, port numbers and all. But we are starting. So docker run, and image name is SP app, and let me do it. See, and what it is showing me that hello Docker, current date is March 6, 11, 6, 6. What is this? Is it what actually it need to show? Is it what my project is? So what? So let me write ls. So in ls there is one directory called src. So let me change to src, cd src. What is there in src? Let me list main.java. What is main.java? Cat main.java. See, what is the code of this? So what am I doing? I'm system.out.println, and I'm doing hello Docker current date, and I'm printing a current date. So what it is printing? Hello Docker current date March 6. I don't know what mistake is there. Yeah, March 6. Today is March 6 and 11:50. Why 11:50? Because it is showing me UTC, and if you add 5:30 over here, so it will change to 6. So it is showing UTC time. Fine. Okay. Now coming back to the next is, let's say if I make some changes to this file. No. Okay. Let me make some changes. So if I open VIE main dot java, let's do it. Let's make some changes to this file and understand what is the problem. So my container is running. I'm able to run my project. I can give this image to anyone, SP app, and now nobody will say. So no, everything is there. Image is there. I will upload to Docker Hub, and yes, you will just need to pull Docker pull SP app. The way you are pulling Docker pull MySQL, the way you are pulling hello world, the same way now you will pull Docker pull SP app. Or if I use AWS, we have ECS. No, we have ECR, Elastic Container Registry, but I'm not going on that as of now. I'm just talking of Docker Hub. No, so if I make some changes to this file, vi main.java. So let's see what happens. So this is my file. Let me go to the insert mode, and let me make some changes to this file. So file system out.println hello Docker. So we'll make it hello webinar guys, GUIs, today's or webinar guys, welcome webinar guys on Docker, and then print current date. So I did that. So I'll press escape, shift : WQ, and when I press enter, I made the changes. I made the changes to my main.java file. So if you again see cat main dot java file, I made a changes. Now you see what changes. Hello webinar guys on Docker. So let me come out of it. CD dot. Fine. Let me list. I have this file. Now again I'm going to run the because image I have already created. So if you see Docker images, IMAGES. So if you see, I already have this image SP app. Now, if I run this image, Docker run SP app, what will happen? Nothing will happen. It's still printing hello Docker current date. Why it's not printing hello webinar guys on Docker? Because what am I using? I'm using previous image. Changes made to the original source code, but image made from old source code. Every time I am making changes to my project, every time I have to recreate image. But this is not good, Parul. This is not good, doctor. Yes, this is not good. That's why we have Docker volume. So let's understand this first. So now I have to recreate image. So what is the command to create a image? Docker build -t sp app. Now I'm recreating image. Now see, if I recreate the image, so everything it is taking from cache, only running. And now if I run what? Docker run sp app, and see this. Hello webinar guys on Docker. Now you say, no, this is not good. This is not good. Why? If I have to make 20 time changes to my project, 20 time I have to recreate all these things. 30 time I have to recreate. I'm writing data to my databases. Once container is stopping, what will happen? Nothing will be changed. So I need some storage. I need some volume. I need some place. So that is called Docker volume. Fine. And yes, this is very much tricky. This is very much tricky. I'm writing these commands. How will I remember this command? Docker build -t and then Docker run, and then let's say I have 20 things to be executed in my projects. First I have to run this, then MySQL. There are some dependencies. So what will happen? How will I remember all those commands? For that you create Docker Compose. So in my next webinar, this webinar was intentionally to tell you what is the why we are going to learn Docker image, why we are going to learn Docker volume, why we are going to learn Docker Compose. So in my next webinar, upcoming webinar, where my team will be showing you that will be giving you a dates that what exactly Docker volume will be doing. Some project will be showing you what if there is no volume. And see, I've already shown you if there is no volume, because every time you have to make and recreate the images. So in my next webinar today, I have set an agenda for you, that what exactly what we need. See, understand this. Every trainer has their own style of teaching. I don't know what knowledge you possess on Docker. I really don't know. So I wanted to start the thing from my side, that why I need. So today the agenda which we have said, that why I need Docker volume and Docker Compose. In my upcoming webinar, we'll be going in detail and doing some project to understand what is Docker volume, what is Docker Compose and everything. But yes, today agenda is set. So what we have learned today. So what we have learned today is why Docker. Why Docker? Why we need Docker? Fine. So now you understand. See, I have created this SP app. Now I'm going to upload on Docker Hub or any registry. Now, if my tester is Venkat, or my tester is Shubham, or my tester or my server is somewhere in United States, I'm not going to install anything. I'm simply going to what am I simply going to install Docker, and I'm going to pull SP app and I'm going to run that. Simple as possible. Nothing fancy I'm going to do. So this is how my code has become portable. So the portability problem which I was getting without Docker, I got with the Docker. So I have set an agenda. Then we have seen what is difference between virtualization and containerization. Very important. So many questions comes in interview. What is difference between virtualization and containerizations? So sometime virtualization is good, but not very good in terms of efficiency. Fine. So we go with containerization. But yes, there are some drawbacks also. We'll go with that as well. Then coming back to what are Docker commands. So we started with Docker commands we started first Docker images, but there was no image. We typed Docker PS to see any container running, but there was no container running. We saw dead container by typing Docker PS -a, which show running and dead container both, but there was nothing. Then we pulled some pre-created image of hello Docker, hello world. I was not aware of which language it was written, but I have pulled it, I have run it, it was running fine. Without, I might not be having that particular dependency. If it is possible that hello world is written on in Java, it is written in Python, but do I have Python in my server in United States? No, I have not installed any Python, but it was running fine. Why? It was a pre-created image, need only one platform called Docker Engine, and it was helping me to do that. Then we run Docker hello world. After running Docker hello world, we pulled MySQL. MySQL is a big project. There is a huge project. So these are base image. These are called base image. So in my Docker file, I have used OpenJDK. I'm not the creator of OpenJDK, but my project need JDK. So I use JDK. So then I showed you I've run MySQL on my containers. No, so I created, first I pulled MySQL image, then I worked on MySQL image, then I use all those to show you that what is the meaning. Then I've used Docker images, Docker run, and detached mode, interactive terminal, and everything. Then I did one small project. Then came with a small drawback of that project. The project drawback was every time when I made some changes, everything when I'm writing on databases, once I'm out of it, things will vanish. Fine. So what I need next is I don't want it to remember these commands. I don't want it to lose my data. I don't want it to get maximum change. I don't want it to do 10 time changes. Fine. So this all will be solved on Docker volume. So from my side, I'm done with the day. Over to you, Ankita.
Thank you so much, Parul, for such an engaging and insightful session. I'm sure everyone here has picked up strategies and techniques they can apply immediately. If you guys are interested in learning more about various Dockers, do check out our discounted batches of virtual instructor-led training on our website, springpeople.com. These VIT trainings are leveraged online from the comforts of your home and flexible as per your schedule and location. If you do not find any suitable batches, we'll be happy to discuss and schedule private batches for you. If you don't have time to join live online, then do try out our affordable self-paced courses. For more information, do write to us at training@springpeople.com or call on our number displayed on the current slide.